Hey everyone, Sam Signorelli, H1 Fencing. Welcome back to Can Haz Armory. Today, how to make a floor cord. More accurately, how to make a floor cord longer than the normal length that's available commercially, if you need one. Normal floor cord is 14 meters long, you can buy from a vendor. And that is generally more than sufficient for setting up at a tournament where the box is on a table, or at a club where the box is maybe 6 feet up off a wall, and then you have a full or short length strip, and you can make with plenty of room to spare. But what if you have a situation like at a club where you need a lot longer than that? Okay, the example I use is Golubetsky Fencing Center in Tustin. At GFC, there are no vertical poles on every strip. They have like 10 strips of big open space. There are a couple of ceiling supports in the middle, but the vast majority is open space. So the strips they have a box on one end of the strip up on a wall and a repeater on the other side, and they're about 12 feet off the floor. So there's a lot of cable needed. A 14-meter cable simply will not reach anywhere near that length. So when they bought the gear from me years ago, Sergey bought a certain quantity of just reel of cable, and his people made floor cords that were custom to the venue, and they work pretty well. There is a problem though. Sometimes people make cords and don't have the money that Sergey had, and they buy the cheapest cord available. The problem is they buy this crap. This is, I'm not sure what cable it is. They probably buy it from Home Depot or Lowe's. It's a gray cable. 3 lines. The lines are red, black, and green. And it's easy to strip them. It's easy to cut them apart. The problem really is the wire itself. And it's hard to see here. This wire is relatively thin strands. It's not that much to begin with. And it's very, very stiff. The problem this creates is, number one, you have the hole in the pin and the screw coming down. Well, sometimes the screw doesn't go the screw may go down to here, and there's not enough wire for it to grab onto because it's not thick enough. Whereas a Favero cord or an Oman cord, there's plenty of wire. Also, if it's stiff, it causes a problem if you have an older body cord housing that has the pins with the screws in the base, because you have the hole here, and you would think that it would top out right here. This is the hard part of the base of the pin. But no, these go up to here sometimes, which is a problem if you put a thin wire in the hole, crank the screw in, and it pushes up into that empty space and it breaks the wire. Again, not a big problem with a softer and more numerous wire from an actual body cord or floor cord cable, but with the stuff that the thinner and cheaper stuff is going to break. It breaks all the time. Which is why I hate when I see these cables. So do yourself a big favor if you're going to make a floor cord. Spend on actual floor cord. Buy some raw Favero cable from me or Post or some other vendor. Buy something that's designed for the purpose. It's got plenty of strands in it. It's flexible enough to take the screw down. Don't buy the incredibly cheap stuff at a hardware store, because it's probably not suited for our purposes, and you'll have a hard time, make sure it's gonna be working properly. As far as putting it together, it's like putting together an epee cord, because a floor cord is just really a long Justin Meehan style body cord. So you have the same place, the wires in the same place, you have the same heat shrink or rubber for the strain relief. This is a really long body cord, all a floor cord is. As always, happy armoring.